You're listening to the Unbelievers Podcast.
There were several groups. One of the principal ones was the reptilians from the Orion complex.
Without any exaggeration, it was like being on fire inside.
Rats were eating them inside.
This stuff was in my mouth. It felt like it was 500 pounds. It was unbelievably hot.
My first question would be, were you a member of the Church of Satan, a card-carrying member of the Church of Satan? I don't understand.
There's always an argument for everything, you know? Just because somebody can fake something doesn't necessarily mean it's full war, and we found a life form. And that's when I started shitting my pants.
So for the person who called, I am carrying an alien.
An alien baby, and we cover it right here, okay?
Okay.
Something is happening. What is it? That's the question. So do UFOs exist? It depends on what you mean exist.
The swamps of Louisiana are home to many strange and mysterious creatures. Rougarou, the Cajun werewolf. Skunk apes, the big feet of the bayou. The Tatan, I'm not sure about him. Joining these legendary cryptids is a lesser-known monster with an unbelievable origin story. Tonight, we follow 4 brave monster hunters deep into the Louisiana swamps as they track a pack of elusive creatures that threaten the lives of their peaceful marsh-dwelling kin. Will they succeed, or will they end up a bunch of wet huckleberries? Find out now, because we're talking the Crescent City Chupacabra, the Vowit Vermin, the Beast of Grunch Road, the Grunch, right here on the program, where you continue to learn to unlearn everything you know! Hello and welcome to the Unbelievers Podcast. I'm your host, Russ Ryan, and tonight I am joined by my co-host in California, Drea Mora. Hello, Drea.
What's up, Russ?
And on Long Island, our soundboard engineer and producer, Rob Oakey.
I've never seen the dog man's feet.
What's up, guys?
Hey, Rob.
So that's a good clip to play. We're getting back into cryptids. It's been a while.
I thought you were going to say we're going to get back into feet.
Oh, thank God. We're not doing an episode on feet.
Yeah, thank God.
No, but feet do play a role tonight. We are going back to cryptids. That's technically the last cryptid we did would be Jeff. But tonight, he's almost as obscure as Jeff. We are talking about the Grunch.
Oh.
The what?
When the Grunch stole Christmas?
I swear to God, like, Russ, it's a talent of yours that you find these topics that I've never freaking heard of and that just sound more and more ridiculous. But, each time you prove, you do a good job and it turns out to be a good one. So I hope this one's good too. But what the fuck is a Grunch?
We're going to find out tonight. This is kind of a local legend. I am from the New Orleans area originally, and he's been mentioned on the show because we have played the song that we are going to play right now and get into it, The Creature of Grunch Road. That was the song. That is The Creature of Grunch Road from the band Tomb of Nick Cage, a friend of mine's band. I like that song a lot.
I remember that song now.
There you go.
It's a good one.
It is. So what exactly is this Creature of Grunch Road? And why is he simply known as the Grunch? It's not like Bigfoot is named like Woods or, a Chupacabra Desert or something. It's this creature. His only name is just from a street that he was initially seen on. And like I said, this is a local New Orleans area legend. So let's hear an intro to this legend from some local New Orleans television station, WGNO.
For centuries, spooky stories circulating around New Orleans.
Yeah, El Cupabara. All right, and a deadly monster on the outskirts of town. And for today's Hometown Haunts, Chris Leach tells us about the infamous Grunch.
A car drives down a dark road and stops. You look through the windows to find the passengers have vanished. Just another casualty of the Grunch, resident evildoer and demon of New Orleans.
I heard about the Grunch my entire life. He had the legs of a goat. He was the size of a large man, though. He was not tiny like a goat, but he had like goat legs, almost like Pan, the god Pan. But unlike Pan, he didn't have this funny, cute little personality or playing the little flute. He was actually quite vicious.
Accounts of a goat-headed menace started shortly after the Louisiana Purchase, with most recent sightings being in 2005. The Grunch is said to hide in the tall grass and exist off the blood of goats and humans, unfortunate enough to park their cars in its territory or on its namesake road at night.
The Grunch had sharp teeth, he had long claws, and he would rip his victims open. Oftentimes there were stories about fishermen going out into the bayou roads early in the morning, only to find their cars abandoned, their fishing gear on the ground, and blood splattered up onto the car door.
Stories vary, but one suggests that voodoo priestess Marie Laveau castrated the devil baby, and from what fell sprouted two creatures. They assaulted her and escaped into the night to feast upon generations of New Orleanians. The modern-day Grunch Road of shells and dirt, where the beast lurks, has since been paved. Many believe it became Gannon Road of the Little Woods neighborhood.
They would lure their victims off of these country roads. The rumor was if you're driving down the road and you see a baby goat on the side of the road that looks like he needs help, don't stop.
As it is, there's no evidence of the Grunch, most believing it was merely a tale parents used to bring their children in at night. However, a word of caution, for in the night, should a goat appear, steer clear.
Don't stop for the baby goat.
No, that's a little...
No, to Tamika.
That's
Don't stop for the baby goat.
Too crazy for me. That's
right.
Scary. No, thank you. I'm going to stick to pumpkin.
You're going to stick to what?
I don't know.
Man, they really pumpkins.
They really hit that goat sound effect at the end too. It felt like me during the game show or something, just spamming the horn.
That was good stuff. That guy sounded like Morgan Freeman at some points. I really thought it was him, but he wouldn't do a show about this thing.
He did have that Morgan Freeman type thing going on with his voice, the way that he talked about everything.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was just very approachable.
I thought you were talking about the guy who introed it, who called it got like a Chupacabra. He said Chupacabra. Way.
A Chupacabra.
I laughed at that too. Yeah, this thing does sound like a Chupacabra, to be honest.
It does. It does a lot. And there are not a lot of source material if you want to look into the Grunch. It's an old New Orleans tale, as they said in there, that the old lore is that they cut the devil baby in half, or the devil's baby in half, and the two halves turned into two of these creatures that haunt Grunch Road in the Slidell area of New Orleans now. There are not a lot of sources of stuff, but we found something pretty amazing. Now, if you could think of any kind of show that would cover something like this, it'd be Mountain Monsters, right?
Yeah. I mean, I would hope so if they go beyond the mountains.
Yeah, but this isn't in the mountains. So Destination America had to create a whole new show called Swamp Monsters in 2014. It is from the same channel. Mountain Monsters was created in 2013, and they must have just been piling up trucks of money and said, well, we got to get some guys in the swamp too. So this is, I'm not even going to say a
this devil in the teeth.
Yeah.
That's right.
Take this devil in the teeth.
And so Swamp Monsters, Destination America, came out in 2014, and I'm going to give you the plot summary of this show. With the ocean washing away the Louisiana shoreline every day, civilization is slowly encroaching on the swamplands that have kept mysterious beasts hidden for centuries. Reports of these monsters are coming in daily, and there has never been a better time for BEAST, B-E-A-S-T, the Bayou Enforcement Agency of Supernatural Threats, to take action.
Whoa. Say that again. What does that stand for?
Okay, we have now Mountain Monsters has the AIMS team, which is the Appalachian Investigators of the Supernatural or something.
Just like they described in folklore.
Exactly. But this team is called BEAST, the Bayou Enforcement Agency of Supernatural Threats. Not bad for.
So they're going to enforce the threats.
They're here. They have been given badges by Destination America. They are a Bayou Enforcement Agency.
They sound like an offshoot of S.H.I.E.L.D., possibly.
Ooh. This is
not the wrestling Shield, not Dean Ambrose.
No. I meant Marvel's Shield.
Oh, right. That
like
makes
Agents
more sense.
of Shield.
Well, I'll take either.
So would I. They get pretty close to wearing the black riot outfits, but mostly camouflage.
They got guns like Agents of Shield for sure.
They do, and yeah, this is just a mashup of Mountain Monsters, Wrestling Shield, The Shield, and kind of.
I love it.
And we'll throw Duck Dynasty in there maybe, but let's get into this great show, the Swamp Monsters. But before I do, I have to give the warning that they give us in the opening credits. Chasing monsters is dangerous and not recommended. Hunting and trapping can get you killed if you don't know what you're doing. Do not attempt what you hear in this episode. So with that warning...
What you hear in the episode?
Well, this isn't a visual medium.
Oh, okay. I thought that was the disclaimer. I thought their disclaimer said not to.
I mean,
to do what
we can
you hear.
put it up. We could put up a graphic, but they're not going to be able to see it, Rob.
No one's going to watch this after anyway. So let's hear.
I'll put it in the Instagram. Okay. Mm-hmm.
The pilot. This is the first episode of the show Swamp Monsters.
For hundreds of years, the people of the bayou have reported encounters with mystical monsters. Dark secrets lurk deep within the millions of acres of uncharted swamp. Risking life and limb, one crew of Cajuns readies for battle with these killer beasts. Together, these boys of the bayou fight the unknown to bring answers to their kin.
Right off the bat, this is not as compelling as Mountain Monsters, but I am willing to give it a chance.
The music hasn't really made me feel like I'm wanted, dead or alive yet.
No, and I don't get the line about bring answers to their kin. Their kin have a lot of questions about swamp monsters.
The swamp people. Russ, don't you have like a special connection to the swamp where everybody just needs answers from your family? Like you guys aren't connected to the swamp? That's not a thing?
Yes, we're all just drawn to the swamp constantly because these monsters keep popping up.
And you need answers.
All the urban and suburban areas, they cannot sleep at night because we're all guest kin of these people.
Yeah, you get it.
So the show starts off and they are at the camp, which is a very Cajun thing to be at, is the camp. Now let's meet the team. I want to meet the team of the swamp monsters as they get a call about a creature called the Grunch.
What's that jambalaya looking at, buddy? Chill. Wow, that looks good. Fellas, let's see. Let's get some of that. Hey, fellas, we got some news. I got some news, too. Oh, yeah? Something's good. Yeah, we got some other news, dude. I just got a call. We got a witness that says they saw a Grunch in the area. Sure. Whoa, wait up. Where at? It's in Slidell. It's a residential area where he lives. It's close to the North Shore, close to civilization. That's a neighborhood. That's people all in Slidell.
What's crazy is the legend always said it being in the St. Bernard area on the Grunch Road, south of Lake Pontchartrain, but Slidell, that thing already done crossed the lake.
So we're gonna have to find out what this thing calls home and get him there.
I know there's a lot of swamplands to the east of Slidell. That's very possible where he's hiding out, maybe even where he's coming from.
Okay, this is their team. This is the compelling cast of characters, and this cast consists of Elliot, the team leader. Yak, he is weapons and tactical. Nacho, he's the wild man. And he's also the guy saying jambalaya, zatarans, and all that good stuff. And Booty, the tracker. We have Booty. So this is our team. Booty, Nacho, Yak, and